Hello guys, in today's tutorial I'll be finishing the last tutorial by making a Highscore system where whenever you win the level it will display your score, and it will say also the best score of that level. And the way that we're going to do it is in the level manager. Whenever our player triggers the end and the level ends, the level manager will display some text saying the best score and all that stuff. So let's get started by sending a message from the end portal to the level manager saying that the level has ended. So let's open both those scripts, the level manager script and the end portal script. And here in the level manager script, I'm going to create a public variable. It has to be public bool called ended. And now in the end level script, whenever our player enters the trigger, I will send a message from this script to the other script saying that the level has ended. Well, how can I do that? I could do it just like I did with the gems, where I would put here something like a public level manager, and this way I would, and this way if I drag the level manager into this field over here in the end level script, then it will be done. But then for every portal in every level we will have to do that, and there may be a lot of levels. So instead of just putting this thing into there, I'm going to make some code over here, and this code will basically do the same thing that dragging will do, but it will be automatic. So, and the way that I'm going to do this is to find the level manager in the scene by using a tag and assigning that field to it automatically. So first I'm going to assign the tag to that level manager. So I'm going to add a tag, call it manager, click on the level manager and edit that tag, the manager tag. And now here in our code, in our end level script, I'm going to access the manager, and I'm going to find it in the scene by making it equal to the game object with the tag manager. So type game object dot find game objects, not game objects, only object with tag manager, and we're going to get the component level manager like so. And basically what this is doing is whenever the level starts, this thing searches in the scene for a game object with the tag manager, which is this one, and assigns this script over here into this field over here. Okay, and with that done, we can now simply access this variable over here that we created and set it to be equal to true whenever our player hits it. So we're going to access the manager dot ended variable and set it equal to true. Okay, and now whenever our player ends, we want to display some text. So let's create here all that stuff. I'm going to create a new game object and call it end text or text or whatever. And in there I'm going to put some game objects. So create other GUI text, create 2 of those and drag them into there. And you can position them like whatever you want and give it the font that you want. I'm just going to keep mine simple like so. Okay, and I'm going to also add the sprite over here that I created, which is something to show us that we have beaten the previous Highscore, which is this POW thing. And the way that we're going to add this POW thing into there is just by clicking on the POW thing, click on game object, create other UI texture, and it will create a texture for us. Now it's real big, so as you can see this this width and height are the same, so we can just keep it the same but just a little bit less. And these values over here are basically minus half of the values from below, so minus 50, minus 50, and it will position it in the middle of the screen. I'm going to leave it there. You can put it wherever you want. Now let's get to the coding. Let's first create variables for that stuff. Public UI text, score text, a public UI text should be the best text, and the public game object should be POW. And the way that we're going to display that text, because it should be by default turned off by clicking on that checkbox over there, is in the update function. Whenever ended is equal to true, we want to do some stuff. Well, first we want to make that text visible. So score text dot game object dot set active, make it true so that it is visible, and copy and make the same for the best text, like so. And now the text will display, but right now it is only this text over here, and we don't want it to display that text. So the text that we want to display on the score text will be something like this: score.text equals score, 2 points in the space, plus the score, which is this variable over here that we created in the last tutorial, and we want it to convert it to a string, because every text is a string. Now we want, of course, to also display the best text, and that text would be equal to best plus, and what we're going to type here is a player press variable, which is like a variable that is stored forever and it doesn't get deleted whenever the game ends. It's basically stored in a notepad or something really similar to that, and that variable will be equal to the player press, and we're going to get the integer, and the integer name, well, we want to make this level manager be applicable to all the levels. So what we want to do is to make the script check what is the level loaded, and this is a string, so it will give us a string, and it will add the thing best afterwards. So for example, so that for every single level it will store a different Highscore. So for instance, if we are in the 1 level, the variable will be 1 best. If you were on, for example, descent level, the Highscore variable will be descent best, something like that. And to deal with this, then all we want to do is to make this variable change whenever our player gets a higher score. So if the player score is greater than the player preferences, you can just copy this, is greater than the previous score, well, then there's some stuff that we want to do. First, we want to set that player preferences score, so player prefs, we want to set that int score, which was this one, and we want to set it to a value, so comma and the value. What will be the value? The value will be the new score, like so. And we also want to display that POW text, showing us that we have achieved a new Highscore. So type POW.setActive and make it to true. And you can even play a little sound saying that that the player has reached a new Highscore and stuff like that. But it's not needed. And with this done, if I save, and let's drag this end text into the level manager, and I'm going to add a couple more of these gems into the level to show you that it is working properly. And also you have to give those GUI text things, to put those GUI text things into the level manager variables, these ones that we created. So put them like this, like so. And now, for example, I'm going to create a few more gems over here. Now let's say I get one gem. Now if I end the level, you'll see that it shows that the best score, the score that I achieved, and it shows the pulse saying that the score that I have just achieved is the new Highscore. Now let's say I get 3 of them. If I now run into the end of the level, it also displays the score, the best score, and that this score is a new Highscore. But now if I only get 1 or 2, and I go into the end of the level, it will not show the POW, and the Highscore will not be updated, as you can see. Okay, now save this level manager into the prefab folder, and now I'm going to show you that this works in all the levels. So for example, in this level over here, I'm going to add the level manager into it and the gem, and I have to put that level manager into this gem field. And now if I put some gems in the screen in random places, and if I play this and I get some gems, you'll see that I got 2. And if I get there, you'll see that this score is totally different. This Highscore is totally different from the other level, and it just works the same way. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.